Hi guys, my name is Ty.
I'm Christine.
And together we vibrate higher. Today we're interviewing true lady bosses. This is Chasin Unicorns. They sell crystals on their website, natural skincare products. It's just a magical place to go to if you're looking. Yeah, if you're looking for really amazing stuff. This is Sam and this is Jill.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
Yes, and we are so happy to be here. You guys were one of the first brands that we've ever followed, and yeah, so inspiring to have this little community online of people who can just relate and consciously talk about stuff and kind of work for themselves. I know that that's been an issue for us in the past, kind of just trading all your time for money. So seeing you guys and brands that have already done what we're kind of trying to do has been really inspiring.
Oh, thank you so much.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we definitely feed off of you, so you inspire us more than ever explain.
It's crazy meeting people from all over the country.
Yeah. And it's so cool how the universe aligns us to these people.
Absolutely.
What did people do before Instagram?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, because that's how we met. We're going to ask them some questions. We're actually at an event that they're throwing today. They're having a sunset yoga event, and we're going to do some yoga. There's going to be some amazing vendors. You're going to get to see a glimpse of some of their products. So we're excited to share that with you. So we'll get into the interview.
So how did Chasin Unicorns come into fruition?
That's a good question. So Sam and I guess a year and a half ago almost, we worked at a corporate job together, and we had never met before, so we've only known each other for that long. And it wasn't a good environment, so we eventually both left, and we stayed in touch, and we just kind of started getting some of these ideas and thinking, you know, we could start a lifestyle blog. That's how it originally started. So doing different things, you know, recipes and all that. And Sam wanted to integrate crystals and that whole vibe and mentality. So that's kind of how it started. And then we started our first product and it just kind of took off from there.
Yeah, it really snowballed. A few years ago, Johanna had bought the domain name Chasin Unicorns. We decided to start a blog not knowing ever that we would ever sell products. And the name Chasin Unicorns, we kind of like Googled what it meant. And it just went really well with our brand. And then I think we were going to do like a DIY video on bath bombs.
DIY.
Oh. Wait, did I say oh my god. So we just decided to do, maybe, I don't even know if this is how it started, but we were going to do a blog post on how to make your own bath bombs. And we just decided to put crystals in the middle, and then it all snowballed from there.
We never actually did the blog post. We just went to selling the products, and it was the weirdest thing. And then from there, the essential oils came, because that made sense. There's essential oils in the product, so we had to have them anyway, so let's do that. And
It works out perfectly.
it just kind of grew from there.
I just feel like that was the divine already, just because you already had the domain set up, and it was kind of like, okay, well, let's go back to that. You're ready.
Yeah, so the original one was that a unicorn in business is kind of this product that just takes off overnight. You know, something just insane, like a Snuggie, which is something ridiculous, but everybody bought a Snuggie.
They sure did.
So that's where that blog was originally going. So when it came to our stuff, a unicorn is also mystical, beautiful, and untamed. So that's why it's kind of, we balance the line between mystical, obviously, crystals and everything. Beautiful, like we'll just do things of beauty. We like to
That's
do
Johanna.
that.
Everything has to be perfect.
Oh, yeah.
She's definitely detail-oriented.
Yeah.
And untamed is obviously the soul, so.
That's really cool. So you guys balance each other out pretty
But
well.
we're definitely opposites in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry, go ahead. I love telling people this though, because she's actually a 1 in numerology, and I'm a 9, so she's kind of the beginning of the cycle and I'm the end, and we definitely balance each other, and we're butt heads sometimes, but in the best ways, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have noticed certain things that are really important, and sometimes I think I help get her out of her shell a little. So we really wouldn't have been able to do anything if it wasn't both of our creative minds. Right. Both of it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I think we reach a larger audience too, because we see both sides, like how she shops versus how I shop, or what she looks for in product and what I look for in product. So we kind of try to blend those two.
You bring those audiences together. Yeah, I could say the same for us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we relate to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I know a lot of brands, they're not really into collaborating because they feel like it's a conflict of interest. But I know your belief system is way different. Like, how did you gain a belief system of abundance? Because a lot of people don't have that.
You know, I think for me, there's definitely a balance between the two, because you obviously don't want to do someone who's a direct, maybe competitor in the same exact products. But I think that so many people that we've come across have similar mindsets or products that complement each other versus conflict with each other or overlap each other entirely. And I think that it's where you get that, because it's not a conflict, you're just kind of pushing each other. So you have similar customers and similar mindsets.
Yeah, for me, it's like I love supporting girls, and
Yeah.
I've had issues in the past of jealousy and stuff like that. So,
From yourself?
myself and other girls, and you know, just people saying one thing and wishing ill will of the other.
Right.
But when we started actually gaining followers, I just wanted to reach out and help other people who may not have the same marketing skills as, you know, me or Johanna. And we've also come across, you know, butt heads on like, oh, should we do this or not? But for me, it's always a yes. Even if they sell the same product, there's always room for one more.
Yes.
And you're always different in some way.
And yeah, you're always different in some way, and the more you give, the more you receive. And it took me a lot. Like, it took me my whole 25 years to kind of like gain this.
Yeah.
But it's just like, if I can help anyone, you know, that's what I think is the brand is really about.
Yeah, and I feel like karma is a great thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You want to have as much good karma as possible. And it's so true. Like, I don't think that people have grasped the concept of abundance. Like, there's truly enough for every single person.
Even sometimes being in groups, it's hard because people, you know, or being on a budget, and it's hard to get over to that mindset of like, oh my god, I only have $5 or $10, or it's like, don't think scarcely. Like, everything is, but it is definitely, like something you have to kind of learn, and then it just becomes really easy. Like something.
I feel like it's a practice, and you just keep on practicing until it's actually embedded into yourself, and you start actually like applying it in your life.
And it's just your first instinct to do.
So, would you say that the law of attraction had helped you manifest many of the successes of Chasin Unicorns? And what are some practices that you guys do with the law of attraction that you can share with everybody?
So a few years ago, I went to Thailand for the first time, and I read this book by Louis Hay. It's called You Can Heal Your Mind. And my friend was all about it, and I haven't really, before that, I didn't really journal or know about affirmations. And then after reading that book, it was just kind of like a switch went off, and that's when I was crazy about it, like 2 pages of the same sentence over and over until I kind of started to believe it, or at least try. So for me, the law of attraction and kind of like you are what you say you are, and like kind of believing that really had a thing to go into play. And when we first started, I feel like a lot of it was maybe kind of like we didn't know what we were going to do, and it was, but once it started snowballing, everything made sense. I'm like, wow, this is like something I feel like I dreamed about a long time ago, and it's just like the beginning stages. And it's like so weird to kind of connect the dots on everything. So for me, kind of being really still and grounded is something I have to work on. Johanna will tell you, I'll drop things. So sometimes I really have to remember to stay grounded and watch my thoughts. And that's like an everyday practice that's still hard for me too, like to this day.
Yeah, I really
we got some of this ring. So she can stay grounded.
What kind of ring is that?
Hematite, I think.
Hematite, yeah. And I usually wear bloodstone. But for me, it's a lot more about being self-disciplined and doing my daily routines. Like if I go out for a week or kind of like, it just puts me back to square one of trying to just be grounded and still and have everything organized. Otherwise, I'll drop something forget something.
She'll actually throw her phone at her laptop.
Oh.
It's the craziest thing.
No, that's not
One
true.
time that happened.
But it was
Not on purpose. I didn't mean on purpose. For me, I haven't really had that moment exactly where, she'll remind me to think certain ways, and I've always been, I guess, more of a planner and I'm going to control my own fate type of thing in my mind. So it's actually the reason why we're going to be doing our YouTube that's going to kind of go through that mindset and kind of what Sam has experienced versus what I haven't entirely experienced. And, I totally believe everything happens for a reason, and, things kind of go off of each other. Like she was saying, that everything just kind of snowballed and started happening on its own. And, I'm more of like, I think back at these weird moments in life that kind of seem to have shaped what happened, or, I think retroactively of these just crazy moments. Obviously we met each other for a reason.
You're like, that's why I went through that, because this wouldn't have happened. Like,
And I'm definitely, I think positively as far as, I've always been spiritual in some aspects as far as thinking, what can happen, thinking for the best or hoping for the best and working towards it. And I'm definitely a planner, and I organize, I overly plan so that I can make sure that there aren't bad situations or things going on. So.
Yeah, again, great balance.
Exactly.
What is the biggest piece of advice that you would give to somebody that is looking to start their own small business?
Well, being the planner that I am, I would say definitely, there's that balance between knowing that it's going to happen and trying to plan for it happening. So think through the process. And again, that's where we balance each other. So we'll both brainstorm and think through things, and I'll go through and kind of back up the whole thing of really researching and kind of planning out what are things that could go wrong, like how can we make it better to begin with so that we don't have something down the line, or, different things like that. But definitely go with what you really feel positively about.
Yeah. For someone just starting, I would say to just do it. Like, I've run into a lot of people who are like, I don't want to post my Instagram yet until I have my first product. And I'm like, you have to start somewhere. Like, anywhere that you think is a starting point, just do it. And don't hold back and don't be scared. I know a lot of people are kind of maybe nervous to kind of put themselves out there. Their friends and family don't support them. I know for me, having a separate Chasin Unicorns account is so much easier for me to kind of post my feelings and poetry. Sometimes on my page it's like doesn't get as much feedback, or people might be more judgmental. But so I love this separate family of just like people in the same mindset.
Right.
So for my other advice is to just do it and network with people who've already done it. Like reach out and ask for advice, and just go with your gut and don't second guess yourself.
Yeah.
Because once you second guess yourself, then you get all these opinions, and it's kind of like, you should have just went with the first one.
I totally agree. Those are like my two biggest pieces of advice.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
And take advice from people who've been there. They've experienced things that you can't even imagine might happen down the line in their business. So,
and when you have that idea, take action. I feel like that is like the ingredient that people always forget, to take action, because once you take action, the universe is going to start responding to you, and then that's when everything is just going to be in alignment for whatever you want to do. So
one more thing I would say is to write out what you want as if you already have it, because sometimes I have so many ideas and then I lose focus on my goals. I'd be like, and then I need to remember to be as specific as possible, and just write out what you want to gain out of what you're doing and how you want it to go, and just keep writing it out until you can really visualize it.
Yes, agree. I love it, ladies.
product.
I can't remember right now.
I love that little honey.
I know, it's so freaking cute.
SLS-free, artificial coloring, sweetener-free.
Do you mind if I film you?
Yeah,
I'm just in your face already, so.
you are fine.
So, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. How much is toothpaste?
So the full size here, $9.
Okay, so I will get that.
Exhale, release forward, full hinge at your hips.
Okay, so ladies, it was such a pleasure.
Thank you
Love that
so
we
much.
finally got to meet
I
you.
know, I love you
I
guys.
love you too. And I already knew that I loved you ladies through social media, and it's so cool that we got to connect IRL in real life. Thank you so much. And if anybody wants to reach them, you can find them at
ChasinUnicorns.com, or you can follow us at Chasin Unicorns.
No
We
G at
love-
the end of Chasin.
Yeah, that's the key.
That's
We
the-
love making new friends, so if anyone has any ideas on collabing or just wants to ask advice or get in touch, we respond to all of our DMs
Most of them.
one way or another.
They do, yes. And they're starting a YouTube channel too, so look out
Yeah.
for that. Or they have one, but if
We have
they're
This will be
developing-
our first video on it.
Oh, how exciting! Yes, make sure you go check it out. And don't forget to vibrate.
Higher, higher, baby.
I'm just
Sam knows what's up.
Those are your
Sometimes we forget to warn people
Yeah.
clearly.
Sorry.
And then they'll
I've
kind of look
seen
at us
it.
like, wait, why are you dancing?
Don't drink
I
in
do
that
that all the
one.
time. I think, oh my god.
Or maybe do drink in that one. DIY bath bombing could be good.
I don't
Wine
even
and
know how to
bath
say
bomb?
these things. She's the only one who knows.